Round 3 of the 2015 UIM XCAT World Series takes place on the shores of Cascais in Portugal, and it's time for the Cascais Grand Prix, the third race in what has already been an intriguing XCAT World Series season. From here we head down to Australia, then to Nice in France before two final rounds later in the year back in the United Arab Emirates. But all the focus now is going to be watching 13 boats tackle these difficult conditions and very difficult Cascais course. My name is Jack Nichols. Alongside me in the commentary box is Sid Ben Salah. Sid, a wonderful venue for a race, not quite the weather we were hoping for, but nevertheless we're going to be in for some entertaining action, I think.
Absolutely, wonderful venue here in Cascais, Portugal for the first time ever. We've seen the past 2 days exciting days from the first day practice, and then yesterday in the morning we had the pole position, really thrilling and exciting pole position, and then in the afternoon the 13 boats, they really gave us the what we were expecting. It's a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. There you can see boat number 7, Dubai, Issa Al Ali and Salam Al Adidi about to get into their boat. They've had a decent start to the championship season, but they're not the men at the top of the standings as we arrive here in Portugal after 2 races. It's boat number 5, Team Abu Dhabi, who are on top of the standings. 73 points they have. Ex-Dubai are second in the championship. 57 points for them, and they're going to be starting on pole position with Team Abu Dhabi right alongside them, running down towards the first corner. Third in the championship is that boat number 7, Salam Al Adidi and Issa Al Ali in Dubai. Fourth in the championship are Hawes and Booze. Fifth for XCAT Racing. Joint in 6th place, you've got T-Bone Station and Marine Investimenti Sud. T-Bone Station are going to be starting 4th, so they'll be going down through the first gate, and as a result they're going to have a good opportunity to pick up some good points here. They've led both of the races so far this season, but haven't quite been able to get to the end when it matters. Then we've got Marine Investimenti Sud tied on points with them, and they actually had a good pole session too. They'll be starting in 5th place on the grid. So as you can see, the clouds are overhead, the wind speed about 11 knots or so, but we've had an awful lot of rain so far today. Thankfully, looking out the window, it looks as though that rain has eased. 10 knots now, the wind speed in the easterly direction. 14 degrees the air temperature, waves 0.4 meters, as we were saying, not quite the conditions we were hoping for. You'll notice that the course is a little bit different. If you joined us for the qualifying session yesterday, it has been shortened because of these challenging conditions, and in order to keep the likelihood of getting a race going as good as possible. So this was the course as we look down towards the first corner. This sequence has all remained the same. They come right to left across the finish line, then turn right around that first couple of buoys, then the right hand side of these next 2 buoys up towards the far end of the course, where they will then do a hairpin right. That's the 4th corner, which is quite a long way up the Estoril coast, all the way up to here. Then they will loop around. There is a long lap there, but there's no long lap being used. That will only be for penalties. So that's the view from the hairpin, and then they'll come straight back down, whereas yesterday they took left and then a right again. This time it's going to be straight down towards the finish line, so it's going to be a very, very quick course indeed. And that is the look at the new layout. As I say, slightly different to when we had it yesterday, so great to have the virtual eye fly round of the course. And there are our championship leaders. Boat number 5, Salam Al Adidi, Rashid Al Taya and Falak Al Mansouri. And Sid, they were very frustrated yesterday because they were leading the whole pole position session until the very last lap.
Indeed, we knew that there would be a fierce fighting between number 5, Rashid Al-Tayr, and ex-Dubai number 3, Nader Ben Hindi and Arif Al-Zafin. And indeed, Nader Ben Hindi and Arif Al-Zafin, ex-Dubai, the last minute, the last lap, they got the fastest lap. And even in the afternoon, during the Dubai duty-free speedcat run, number 5 really they show great performance, but unfortunately they lost some momentum because the sea conditions, they were completely different from the pole position. And XCAT Racing, which is boat number 2 from Sweden, it was a big surprise yesterday with their 2nd position on the podium.
Yeah, they were second in the Dubai duty-free speedcat run, which is a knockout drag race event. We are just having a couple of moments of delay here because of the alterations made to the course earlier on. They're still dropping some of the boats down into the water. there is boat number 7. Salam Al Adidi and Isa Al Ali getting ready to head out onto the course, and it's going to be very entertaining to see them get to the start of the race. They could only manage 10th place in the pole position session, and they'll be hoping they can do a little bit better in boat number 7. And for Isa Al Ali, it's a new experience for him to be in the white conditions, in the rough conditions, I should say, in the blue and white boat. And so it's really challenging for boat number 7. And a lot of these guys have got to get used to these conditions, which maybe some of them aren't used to. Some of them love it, but for some people it's quite new.
Well, it's very ups and down. I mean, when you talk to the pilots, most of them, they like flat water, and this is the way, I mean, most of the boats are designed and tuned. But we've seen at the beginning of the season this year in Fujairah, we had really choppy waters and quite harsh conditions. And Abu Dhabi team, they performed really well, including, I mean, all of them. But like T-Bone Station, boat 10, Giovanni Carpitella, he was leading the race, and then unfortunately 2 laps towards the end he broke one engine. In Dubai as well was exactly the same scenario from the start. Giovanni Carpitella clearing first at the first turn, and again 3 laps before the finish he had a mechanical failure. I will say that this race is really important. It's going to be quite hard hard to predict who will cross the finishing line first. So I think boat 5, he has, let's say, has all the potential to do well. And X Dubai, of course, and number 2 and the number 46.
Yeah, it's going to be a very entertaining start to this race, no doubt about it. So the boats are just about now to head out onto the water. So as I say, we're a couple of minutes delayed getting the boats in, but now the XCAT is starting to head off. And here's a look at the starting grid. These are the gates they'll be going through. Pole position in the top right, that is boat number 3, X Dubai. Second is going to be boat number 5, Abu Dhabi team. Third is the 96 boats of Yachts. And fourth in that first starting gate is going to be boat number 10, which is the T-Bone Station squad of Giovanni Carpitella and Marco Pinesi. Then in the second group, we have in 5th position boat number 20, Marina Vestimenti Sud. Really strong performance from them. 46, Lady Spain are going to be behind them in 6th place. Then you've got Hawes and Booze and Videx. They're the next 2 boats going through there. Then you've got the XCAT Racing team. Boat number 2, they're going to be in 9th position. The first boat going through the final gate. They're just ahead of the 7 boat of Dubai that we were talking about earlier on, and they were very disappointed with their pole position session. 11 is Global Marine, and they're going to be starting in 11th place, boat number 28. 12th for number 8, Team Saracen Australia, and 13th for 17, which is Rahib. So the boat's getting ready to head out onto the course. It suits various drivers, these sorts of conditions. It suits various boats as well, and that's going to be one of the interesting things. So Sid, for those of you watching who haven't actually seen the start of an XCAT race before, how does it work?
Well, today all the boats, they will follow the XCAT, the start marshal. So we'll have one parade lap, and then they will have a little bit offshore the marina of Cascais, where the top 4 boats they will be lined up on the left-hand side of the XCAT, and then there will be a yellow flag, which is a warning signal, basically where the boats start lining up. And then the XCAT will basically increase the speed 30-35 miles an hour. All the boats need to stay 30 meters behind the XCAT, and then the start marshal, it will be his call to give the green flag.
Yep, okay, and then they will hurtle down towards the shore, and it's always a spectacular sight to see 13 boats abreast going down towards the shoreline and then turning very sharply right, and it's going to be a long lap, a start lap plus 12 laps, so essentially a 13-lap race around this course here in Cascais. You can see Pasquale Sassana is the man sat on the front of the pace boat. He's the man who decides when the race gets underway. He's got to look across the line and get ready for them to head out. You can see he's on the radio constantly in communication with the teams. And you can also hear the engines starting to fire up. And So it's boat number 5, Rashid Al-Tayr and Falak Al-Mansouri. They're the men leading the championship, and we spoke to Rashid after qualifying yesterday because he didn't quite manage to take pole position.
I do today pole position race. I do very good job with my friend Falak. All the time I'm first, but last minute they take my position, ex-Dubai, because the weather will be flat water. No problem, first and second in pole position, because it's very important. In the race will go on the first gate, close to him.
So that was Rashid Al-Tayr's opinion after that pole position session, saying basically we were quickest all the time, but because ex-Dubai were out there at the end, they got the flattest water, and that's why they got pole position.
Absolutely, it's like Formula One car racing. I mean, the pole position, of course, everyone goes there and warm up the boat and get the balance and the tuning as per the water conditions were in car racing. So, I mean, the track is the same. If it's wet or dry, there you decide which kind of tire you do. And here, it's a constant change of the water, and then you have to basically do kind of 10 to 12 laps in order to figure out which are the right props that you need, and the balance of the boat, and then they all wait for the last 10 minutes to go out there and beat the fastest lap.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the boat 6, which is Horse and Booze. Matteo Nicolini is on the throttle. His brother Luca Nicolini there, you can see on the left-hand side, standing up. Well, he was the man stood up already, just about to hop off the boat. He's the man who runs that boat number 6, the Horse and Booze squad. You can see just final preparations being made before they head out. We're just a couple of minutes away from the green flag. There you can see Pasquale's ready with it, and when everyone's in their boats, they'll batten down the hatches and head out onto the course. So again, apologies for this little delay, but it's been a very busy morning. When we woke up this morning, there was questions about whether we'd even get a race today because the cloud was so low here in Cascais, but now it appears to have cleared. And Videx there, boat 22, are about to head out onto the course, and there is the green flag. So now the boats will join up behind the PaceCat. They will first of all have a recce of this new course, and then they'll head out into the water and get the racing underway. So thank you to all of you who have joined us here for the action. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. There is the pole position boat, number 3, ex-Dubai. Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir bin Hendi are heading out onto the course, and they are going to be starting on pole position, and they are the defending 3-time champions, and they're certainly going to want to put their championship attack back on track because they failed to finish in the opening race in Fujairah, and as a result it dropped them a long way back down the order in terms of the championship standings. They're still in second place, but they're quite a few points off boat 5 Abu Dhabi team, who are right with them in that battle for the title. As I say, we've got this race, then we've got Australia, France, and 2 races in the UAE still to come. The Australia race is going to be a spectacular one, as everyone else is heading out onto the course. A little bit of frantic action I can see just out of the window. Some of the team are frantically gesticulating to their men on the pit wall. I think it's the 20 boat, but we'll wait and see. So here they come, and this is going to be a good opportunity for us to see this new lap. So they'll come over the start line there from left to right, and then turn hard right where they are doing so now, along in front of the little beaches here in Cascais, and then up to the far right-hand side of the course here, hairpin back around and back towards the finish line. It's ended up being quite a sort of straightforward layout in course, but I don't think it's going to be straightforward for these pilots because they're going to be arriving, especially at this first corner, at some big old speed, aren't they?
On screen, it looks straightforward, Jack. In reality, it's completely different. Everything is moving, and then you need just to make sure to reach your transit, which is the marks, correctly, and not to miss Mark, saying that on the boats, I mean inside the cockpit, you really need to keep your focus and concentration at a high level.
So that boat we were just seeing on the jetty appears to have gone out with only one engine firing. It's the 20 boat of Marine Investimenti Sud, and it would be a real shame if they couldn't take the start. A lot of frantic work going on the back of that boat, and that'll be a real shame for Serafino Barlesi and Alessandra Baroni if they can't get out. There you can see them and working on the right-hand side there, and that was the boat that went out. And then the mechanics started going, no, call them back in, there's some sort of problem. And now it looks like they've got the engine fired, and they're going to head off and join the rest of the pack. So that's good news for them, because a 5th place in pole position was very good for the 20 boat. They have had a podium so far this season. They finished 3rd in the opening race in Fujairah. Okay, apparently there was a rope caught around the back of the engine. That's what the problem was. Presumably when he pulled away, one of the ropes got caught, and that's why they had to come back and fix that. So here's a look at the course. Then this remains the same, the little kink at 2 and 3. And then they'll head up this long stretch. And this is our first real chance to see the water conditions, and it's looking, considering they're not going that quickly, it's still looking pretty rough out there, Sid. And I think the pilots are going to be in for a challenge today. It's
looking quite rough, and what we need to take into consideration is basically the visibility, because this morning during the official practice session, the race director has to red flag almost 30 minutes before the end of the practice, because lack of visibility, and that was caused by the heavy rain and the density of the clouds. Now we see out there like a grey patch, which shows that we might have the same rain we had this morning. So finger crossed, hopefully that everything will go smoothly. And yes, it's a bit bumpy out there, and for this reason the race director together with the safety officer, they changed the angle of the starting chute just to make sure that everything will run smoothly the minute the start marshal will give the go.
Yes, initially they were going to be going in sort of pretty much this direction on the start chute, and you can see that that's not ideal, because even at these kind of speeds they're really getting some air and really having to deal with the waves as they come. So they're going to be going from left to right as we look at it here, down towards the shore. But we're seeing spectacular stuff, and they're not even racing yet. They're just making their way around the course on a recce lap before then heading out into the starting procedure positions. But goodness me, that is, especially if you're following a boat as well, that makes the problem even worse, doesn't it?
Absolutely, but these boats are designed for this type of condition. I can tell you that the majority of the pilots, they love these conditions. It's more exciting. It's a lot of work just to keep the balance and the speed at its maximum, and balancing those boats in these conditions, it's not an easy task.
No, absolutely not. There is the boat that's going to be starting on pole position. Nadir bin Hendi and his teammate Arif Al-Zafin. They're going to loop around this finish point now and then head out, now that they've done their recce of this new lap, and then they're going to head out to the far right hand side. So this is the turn 1. They're going to loop around turn 1 and then over to the right. The starting gates we'll get a look at in just a moment as we come around there. So the starting gates are just about to appear in the middle stretch there, and you have to go through either the red or the white or the green, depending on which gate you're meant to be going through. So the top 4 basically have a shorter run down to the first corner, and that's the advantage of being in that first gate. But it's all a case of going flat out as soon as that green flag is waved, and you are able to get past. There's a look at the start gates then, just on the left hand side as we look at it. So as they go to form up, here's one more look at the starting grid. Boat number 3, ex-Dubai, are going to be starting on pole position. Alongside them is going to be boat number 5, Abu Dhabi team. And then it is going to be 96, the yachts boat. Then is 10, T-Bone Station. Then we've got the 20 boat, which is Marine Investimenti Sud, who had that drama just as they tried to leave the pits, but they managed to keep it all together and get out there. 46 is Lady Spain. Jay Price joined this weekend by Sean Torrente for the first time. The two Americans together in the Spanish boat. And they had a good run yesterday to 6th in qualifying. They're going to be hoping they can climb up the order a bit more. They were rivals for many years in Formula 1. Now they're racing together. Boat 6 is Horzenboos, and boat 22 in 8th place is going to be Videx, which is Alfredo Amato. He's joined this weekend by Joachim Kumlin. Then we've got boat 2, which is XCAT Racing, boat 7 Dubai, 28 Global Marine, and 8 Saracen Australia, and 17 Rahib completing our grid. So boat 2, XCAT Racing, as we were saying, getting a great result yesterday. 2nd in the Speedcat run. There they are. Boat number 2. Team manager and CEO Nicholas Shue is the man who runs that operation. And they are about to, they're going to line up, and then they'll do a full turn around the right, get into position, all get in a line, and wait for the green flag, and then we will have frantic action coming down towards the first corner. There's no doubt about that, because the start is incredibly important.
So here the game, Jack, as soon as the start marshal, he go over 1.5 nautical mile from the first turn, which is the split marks. So he will turn, and then soon we're going to see a yellow flag, which is a warning signal for the boats to start their to line up. Here we go. They starting to line up here, and then we have the first group, which is the most challenging group. X Dubai, Team Abu Dhabi, Yachts, the French boat, and Giovanni Carpitella, T-Bone Station 10. I mean, we're gonna see a really exciting start. But saying that, at the back we have boats that shown yesterday during the Speedcat run, like the XCAT number 2. They are in the 3rd row. And as well boat number 8. So these boats are really designed for this kind of condition. As soon as the start marshal, he'll see that all the boats are in formation. So here we see the start marshal Pasquale Cesana talking to the boat on the race channels, so giving them kind of guidance.
And we can hear his radio. That's him saying, come on, come on. Number 7, go to your position. That is Dubai. They're going to be in 10th place. And he's going to wait for them all to be in a line.
Don't squeeze. Keep the room for everybody. There is plenty of space. Okay, go a little bit more. Okay, we are ready.
Okay, so Pasquale Cesana says we are ready.
So yellow flag, basically it's a warning signal. So warning signal, the pace cut is increasing the speed now. They are cruising right now around 10 miles an hour, 20 here. And as we can see, the start marshal is...
Well, it looks as though the 28 boat has already gone, but there is the green flag. So the race gets underway here in Cascais. And who's going to get a good getaway as the far end of the view that is the main leading pack. So it's difficult to quite pick out. Looks as though Abu Dhabi team are in there. The boat that's in front at the moment is 28 Global Marine, but they look like they really may have jumped the start as they come down into turn 1 and throw it through the right-hander. We'll try and pick out who has managed to take the lead of the race then. Horzenboos are in there, boat number 6. Videx in there too as they turn through the right. But it was X Dubai who started on the pole position, as they now head up towards the hairpin at turn number 4. We're on the start lap. Now we look here, and it is 96, the yachts boat, that have got the advantage. You can't actually see the 3 boat at the moment of X Dubai, but there they are. So it's the 3 boat of X Dubai that have got a good getaway. I'm not sure they're quite in the lead of the race, though, because it looks as though there's some wake on the left-hand side. There's some wake on the left, so I think there's another boat in there coming up to the right-hander, but X Dubai have the advantage in terms of position as they come up towards the hairpin. They'll then get on, try and slow the boat down, but it's X Dubai who lead. Yachts are in 2nd place. Trying to go around the outside there is the 10 boat of T-Bone Station. Through the right-hander they come now as they then fan out and come straight back down. X Dubai lead. It's 2nd for Yachts. And Yachts cut across in front of Abu Dhabi team, and Abu Dhabi team have to take evasive action to try and get out in front, as they now all try and wrestle for position. But a perfect start for Dubai, but they're really getting some air now. Abu Dhabi team picking up some big air, and as well Horzenboos on the left-hand side. Fantastic stuff here in Cascais. And Boat 20 will have a long lap penalty, so that's Marine Investimenti Sud, but here's the battle for the lead of the race, coming down towards the end of the first lap of racing. It's boat number 3 in the lead. Dubai, Arif Al Safin and Nadir bin Hendi, and they've got a really good start, Sid.
They had an amazing start. From our side, from the commentary box, was a little bit tricky to figure out who's leading the start, but effectively the first group, which is boat 3, 5, 96 and 10, they are actually leading the fleet.
In they come then to complete the first lap of 13, and it is Dubai who are leading the way. Yachts and T-Bone Station doing battle for second position, but it's boat 3 who have taken the advantage. Now they come through the little left-right chicane. They're really having to work hard. You can see how much the boat is moving. It's side by side for second position as they swing through the left. Now they've got to get in position for the right, and Yachts and T-Bone Station are really fighting hard over that second place, and it's T-Bone Station, Giovanni Carpatella and Marco Panesi, who have taken that second place away now from Yachts. So great work from the 10 boat. Yachts have gone down to third by the looks of things, and everyone else is starting to drop back a little bit further behind.
Including Abu Dhabi, I think they lost 2 places.
Yeah, it's not a good start for Abu Dhabi team. You're absolutely right there. And here are the standings at the end of the first lap. Dubai, T-Bone Station, Yachts, Abu Dhabi team down in 4th, Horzenboos in 5th. So a good start for them. Lady Spain have lost a place. Dubai have made a position. But Marine Investimenti Sud all the way down to 13th position. They had to do their long lap. So now the race will start to settle down. You can see the advantage that Dubai have at the moment through the virtual eye. The 10 boat of T-Bone Station in that second position. Third place coming round is 96. That's Yachts. But now coming back down towards us again is boat number 3, Arif Al Safin and Nadir bin Hendi. Then you've got the second place boat. Look how much air they're getting. This is a really tough race for these guys.
Indeed, indeed, and they have to keep the momentum all the way to the end, because there is now, I think, 11 laps remaining, and dealing with these conditions is not easy.
No, absolutely not. And this is Horzenboos. Look at that, trying to get up and past Yachts for third position. So the white and spotty boat on, well, furthest back at the moment, boat number 6, they are trying to fight Yachts for third place, but that's what happens when you come to the corner. You just get in the wake of the boat in front, and it's so difficult to make a pass. They're still looking to the inside line, but Yachts will try and get as close to the buoy as possible as they come towards the right-hander. Dubai come through to complete their second lap. And this is a great chasing shot as they come into the right-hander. It is Yachts in that third place at the moment, and in fact Abu Dhabi team trying to go around the outside there of the 6th boat of Horzenboos. Marine Investimenti Sud have climbed back up the order a little bit.
I believe Abu Dhabi team, they're not taking any kind of unnecessary risk at this stage of the race. They're leading the series so far, and I think they're just playing it safe and all the way to 50% from the race, and let's see what will happen.
There's the second place boat, number 10, T-Bone Station. And then we've got Yachts in third, who is then in 4th position. It's the 6th boat at the moment of Horzenboos, the Nicolini offshore run boat. They are running in 4th spot. They managed to get past Abu Dhabi team, because Abu Dhabi team were ahead at the line, but only by a couple of tenths of a second. But now that gap seems to have stretched out just a little bit. So this is the Yachts boat, boat number 96, Francois Pinelli and Salbu Bacho, and they are having a good strong run. But that is the race leader, boat number 3. Ex-Dubai, Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir bin Hendi. And once they've built up this advantage, it's not a huge advantage they've got over T-Bone Station. T-Bone Station are still there or thereabouts. Still it's side by side for that 4th position though, isn't it, as they come through the right-hander. Horzenboos still holding the place for the time being, and Videx going side by side with Marine Investimenti Sud. So great battling throughout the field as we see boat number 5, the one nearest towards us, Abu Dhabi team. The championship leaders getting a huge chunk of air there. These are the sort of conditions that, you know, one small mistake can really cost you.
Absolutely. I see here within, I mean, we have 13 boats racing. There is only 2 boats dog right design, and all the rest is a Victory Team built boat. And one of them, it's Yacht on the 2nd position.
That was Abu Dhabi team just now,
wow.
And that was a really big moment. And that will have lost them a lot of time. And are they now under pressure from the boats behind? I think they may well be. Well, actually, they might have managed to keep their momentum there over on the outside on the right-hand side. Boat 7, Dubai, are having a better run. They're trying to challenge the 46 boat of Lady Spain. That's the fight over 7th position. As they come through once again to complete lap 3. Yachts turn in. And then Abu Dhabi team are still there on the outside of boat 6, Horzenboos. They've done that whole lap side by side. Really great action. Marine Investimenti Sud are in front of Videx now as they come across the line. But trying to pick these boats out in the spray is tough as the race leader comes through. Not that far ahead of T-Bone Station. Giovanni Carpitella and Marco Panesi are still there or thereabouts in the challenge for the lead of the race. And then in 3rd place, it's Yachts, run by CRB Offshore. And now it's still Abu Dhabi team and Horzenboos side by side, up towards the hairpin. Fantastic close action. The 6th boat has the inside as we look at it. The next corner is going to be a tight right-hander. And Abu Dhabi team will go in deep to try and keep their momentum up. It's really the run back down towards us, the final straight on the course that seems to be the bumpiest. Going this way up it doesn't seem to be too bad, but the other way you're coming into the wake almost.
Absolutely, it's a very shaky piece of water here we have with 13 boats racing really close to each other. There is around, I mean, it looks like from the pictures that we have around maybe 5 to 6 foot wave height, mainly on the delta turn. And what is very interesting is to see boat number 6, Horzenboos, with Matteo Nicolini and Tommaso Poli in a very good position, which they lacked last time during round 1 and 2 in UAE to perform well.
Yep, they had a good result in the end. They finished 2nd in Fujairah, but that was mainly because a lot of people retired in front of them, because that was a really high attrition rate, that Fujairah Grand Prix. There's Abu Dhabi team getting so high out of the water. Rashid Al-Taya and Falak Al-Mansouri pushing really hard. They're running in 4th place now. Sorry, 3rd place, I think it is, isn't it? As they've got past the 6th boat. But here's our race leader, ex-Dubai, coming down once more to complete the 4th lap of 13. So we've got the battle for first really going on. Less than 5 seconds back. Here's boat number 10, T-Bone Station. Then 3rd place at the moment is Yachts, and they're fairly lonely, but it's the 4th place battle that is really still going on between Abu Dhabi team and boat 6, Horzenboos. Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir bin Hendi, just fantastic to watch these boats in action. You can see the 10 boat in 2nd place just emerging out of the spray at times. Menacing in the background. There they come. Really entertaining action. There's 3rd place Yachts, Francois Pinelli and Salbu Bacho. And have they been closed in a little by Abu Dhabi team? I think they have, actually. Looks like Abu Dhabi team are... Oh, they're pushing hard. Oh, and tapped the buoy, actually. Didn't actually go through the buoy or miss the buoy, but just gave it a little bit of a nudge. And they are being closely chased. But look at this, up in the air, out of shape. They land on that left hull, which kind of spears them right into the buoy. I don't think they'll get a penalty for that because they didn't miss the buoy or take out the buoy. It was just getting as close as possible. But that Abu Dhabi team boat really looks like it's working hard out there. There's the ex-Dubai boat coming out of the Delta turn number 4. Ahead of boat 10, T-Bone Station, running in second place. Oh, look how much air they're getting. Phenomenal stuff. And that's where the skill of the throttle man really comes in, because on the flat waters when we race in Stresa or Arona in the past, throttle man just keeps it flat. But in these conditions, he's got to kind of manage those jumps so the nose doesn't come up.
Well, in these conditions, both driver and co-driver, they need really to have a good coordination between them, because putting too much gas or less gas will definitely lead you to a mistake.
Oh, an Abu Dhabi team, massive moment for them. They just about keep it together. They haven't lost too much momentum. They're still trying to put yachts under pressure in front of them. Now, where's the 6 boat of Horsenboos? I think they've dropped back just a tad from this squabble. Yeah. Here's a look at the replay. Watch Abu Dhabi team, the second boat. Nose dive in, and then the nose really starts to come up. This is so spectacular, racing in this rougher water, isn't it? And Rashid Al-Taya and Faleh Al-Mansouri are really having to work hard. So, boat number 3 is the leader in the bottom left of the screen. They've just come across the line to complete lap number 5. Second place is boat 10, T-Bone Station, accelerating out of the first turn. And then in third place, we've got this great battle that we are watching between yachts, Francois Pinelli and Salvo Baccio, boat number 96. So we've got 8 laps to go, and boat 3, ex-Dubai, are leading the way, and they make even these challenging conditions look quite straightforward, don't they? Really experienced pairing. So behind them, we've got yachts in third, Abu Dhabi team 4th, 5th for Horsenboos, 6th for Videx, 7th Lady Spain, 8th is Dubai, 9th is XCAT Racing, and 10th Marine Investimenti Sud, 11th for Team Saracen Australia, and 12th at the moment is Rahib. So that's the order as it stands on lap 6 of 13. Team Saracen Australia just across the line now, and this is still the Abu Dhabi boat pushing so hard, and this area of the course is a little smoother for the pilots. It's then when they come around this right-hander and head out again, that's when it gets tough. There you can see the standings on the right-hand side. Dubai leading the way, but Abu Dhabi team have really started to close in on yachts in front of them now. Despite that big moment a lap ago, they're still working hard to try and close in and take that third position, because with ex-Dubai here leading the way, it'll have big ramifications of the championship, how many points the Abu Dhabi team can get. It's a pretty good advantage. Look at that, 340 meters is the advantage between race leader ex-Dubai and second place T-Bone Station, which is their boat number 10. Giovanni Carpitello and Marco Panessi together for the first time this season, and they're yet to be on the podium so far this year, despite leading a couple of the races. The blue boat on the right-hand side, there is Rahib. He's a lap down. Veronica Aldrin and Abdulatif Al-Omani. So here's the second place boat across the line now. T-Bone Station swinging it into the right-hander, and they'll be so pleased if they can get to the end of this race and finally have a good result. So there is ex-Dubai, the race leader. And they're still pushing super hard out there, as you'd anticipate, because they're being pushed all the way by boat 10, T-Bone Station. There's no real battles further back in the order at the moment, so that's why we're focusing on these top 4. Well, top 4 or 5 really, because it's Abu Dhabi team who are the guys on a charge, although again they seem to have dropped back a little bit from the 96 boat of yachts. as they now try and put a lap on Rahib. Team Saracen Australia have just been given a penalty. Not 100% sure what for, but it's come up on the timing system that they've got to have a long lap. So that's a shame for them. They're running down in 11th place at the moment. Lady Spain running in a fairly lonely 7th position. So it's this battle for the final podium position that is the closest one on the course. And Rashid Al-Tahir and Falak Al-Mansouri at the moment in 4th place, but if they can get up to 3rd, Sid, that'll give them some a real help in the championship standings to try and stay ahead of our race leaders, boat 3.
It will. I believe that they will start pushing quite soon. And here, as you can see, the water conditions are not really the best, and no one is taking any kind of risk. We've seen Abu Dhabi team doing a couple of quite spectacular takeoffs, and you know, in these conditions, just to explain to the viewers, basically the pilots here, they predict or they have to predict when they will touch a wave, and it's like a trampoline.
Sorry, that was a huge one for yachts that time through.
Yeah. So it's like a trampoline when you hit a wave, and then it's not only hitting the wave, it's landing as well, and you have to do that constantly, non-stop, all the way during the 13 laps.
Yeah, fantastic action. These boys are getting a bit of a pounding today, aren't they, as they are sitting in that cockpit, because they are getting thrown around an awful lot as they come now towards the end of the next lap into the across the timing line they come. There's T-Bone Station running in 2nd place still, but it's this Yachts versus Abu Dhabi that is really closed in once more through the right-hander. Abu Dhabi team turn in tightly. Will they then try and cut across the wake of the boat in front? No, not quite. They stick out behind. This is boat 3 leading the way, ex-Dubai. Then coming through the spray soon will be boat number 10, T-Bone Station. You can see how far back they've dropped, because there was a period where they were right up behind ex-Dubai. But Arif Al-Safin and Nadia Bin Hendi have had to push hard. Then you've got Yachts here in 3rd position. Where are Abu Dhabi team? There, still lurking, still pushing, still desperate to try and get through into 3rd position and have the final spot on the podium here in Cascais. The sun's starting to come out as well, which is good news after quite a miserable start to the day. It's made for some dramatic race conditions though. And here's a look at the replay of Lady Spain, Jay Price and Sean Torrente. And we're going to get a bit of air here. Yeah, well, they were certainly getting a bit of air. And there's Team Saracen Australia. They've had to serve their penalty, so they're now running down in 11th place, as Dubai still a relentless chase on Yachts, and it takes a lot of concentration to do this as well, because they have to work so hard. You can see them just trying to stay outside of the wake of Yachts and then cut back to the inside. In fact, they've got a very good run on the exit of that corner. This could be the opportunity for Abu Dhabi team to get up into 3rd place. A mistake from Yachts, didn't take as much speed through the corner as they would have wanted, and now Abu Dhabi team are starting to edge in front. The Yachts boat is quick in a straight line though. The Dugwright built machine is very strong on these waters. This is the battle for 3rd place. Abu Dhabi team, the championship leaders on the right-hand side, look like they've taken the advantage. 3rd place now for Rashid Al-Tahir and Falak Al-Mansouri, but the nose almost going in. That gives Yachts the chance to try and close back in on them. You can see how much smoother over the water the Yachts boat is, and as a result, they're coming back alongside. Coming up towards the right-hander to complete the 8th lap of racing here, and it's a fantastic battle for the podium.
Absolutely amazing close combat between Yachts and Abu Dhabi team, and
oh, they're getting so close to each other as they come to the right-hander in turn 1, and Abu Dhabi team hold the position. Incredible stuff as they now turn into the right-hander. Yachts have to relinquish it.
Incredible, and I think François Pinelli will not give up right now. Let's see, but that was really great fight between Abu Dhabi team and Yachts.
This was Abu Dhabi team.
Oh, wow.
And this was when they took a bit of a nosedive. That's what allowed Yachts the chance to get back at them and get alongside. And then they ended up running so close together on the run down towards that turn 1. There's the 10 boat of T-Bone Station. You can see the swell that's really picking up even more so now, because you've got 13 boats with 600 horsepower each hurtling around.
The good news, it's not raining, which we were expecting the worst earlier before the start, which is fantastic. And now it's, I mean, all these 13 boats, they are giving us a great show here in Cascais.
Yeah, it really is a great show, isn't it? As the yachts boat now, boat 96, Francois Pinelli and Sabu Bacho will try and close in on that third place squabble again. There's a great battle going on between Dubai and XCAT for 8th position. They're just coming around the first turn and are heading down towards the right-left chicane. They're pretty close together. And here, just emerging, is boat 46, Lady Spain, and then behind them is the battle going on for 8th position. So that's 7th place Lady Spain, and then behind them is this 8th place squabble, XCAT on the right-hand side as we look at it. It's Dubai on the left. Dubai run or piloted by Salam Al-Adidi and Issa Al-Ali, and then there's the two XCAT boats of Eric Stark and Mikael Bengtsson. Great to have the Swedes here in the series, Sid.
Absolutely, they've been there since the beginning of the XCAT World Series back in 2008 with Team Westerlund, and now we have these youngsters, Eric Stark, which very known pilot in the Formula 1 powerboat race, and Michael. They're young, talented, and they are learning. They started, this is their first season in XCAT, and they're looking forward for the next round.
Boat 7 is Dubai, and boat 2 is XCAT Racing, separated by about 150 metres, wasn't it, as they come up towards the right-hander. Now we have to go back again to the battle for third place because it's still not over. Yachts in the 96 boat are pushing really hard as they come to the right-hander. We've got 3 laps to go now, as we are on lap 10 of 13. So we're on lap 11, I should say, of 13, if we've got 3 laps to go. We swing through the right-hander. We will be seeing the white flag on the final lap of the race. Somewhere through the spray is Abu Dhabi team. And when you're following a boat in front in these sorts of conditions, it must be so difficult to try and pick out where the boys are, especially in, you know, a tricky sequence of corners like this.
And it makes it really exciting and interesting, because with the spray of the boats and the
the spray of the boats make it a real challenge. This is this battle again between Dubai and XCAT in the squabble over 8th place. Sid just having a word with race control. That's why he stopped mid-sentence to try and find out the latest news. But here come Dubai into the right-hander once more. Meanwhile, they're going to go either side of one of the back markers here. I think it's Saracen Team Australia. It is. So Saracen Team Australia are going to be on the left-hand side. Yachts try and close in to get towards the first buoy. And look at that, they get covered in the splash, covered in the spray. They've got a good tight line coming out of it, and they're going to be there or thereabouts out on the back stretch. Abu Dhabi team were able to take a wider line, but look at that, Yachts have got back past. Yachts are back into 3rd position. Great fight here, and that was nicely played by Francois Pinelli and Sabu Bacho, coming in wide, sweeping in and getting the cut out of the corner, and they're now up into 3rd place.
And it's not over.
No, it certainly isn't. As long as we've got laps left in this race, I think these two are going to be going side by side and squabbling. You've got Saracen Australia there just in the background. They are a lap down. Then Horsenboos behind them in 5th position. Videx are running in 6th. There's Horsenboos on the right-hand side of shot now, popping out. And they're not too far away from this battle. They've been closing in over the last couple of laps. As across the line come ex-Dubai. Once again, continuing to lead the way. In 2nd place, we've still got T-Bone Station. Coming down into the First corner, T-Bone Station. Doesn't look very good for T-Bone Station. Second place boat just spotted it out of the window. They're pulling off wide at the exit of the first corner. So Giovanni Carpitella, you can just see their spray to the right of shot here. And T-Bone Station, it looks like, are pulling out of the race up on the beach. And that is a real shame for them. There they are. That's disaster for Giovanni Carpitella. 3 races in a row now, Sid, that they have broken down.
Absolutely, he is completely unlucky. It happened to him during round 1 in Fujairah and Dubai last March. He was leading basically both races, and 2 laps prior the end he broke down, and here again in Cascais.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's always right at the end of the race as well. Such disappointment for Giovanni Carpitella and Marco Panessi. They're after that, but now the battle's on for 3rd place. What is now 3rd place? It's 2nd place now for the yachts boat, Francois Pinelli and Salvi Baccio up towards the hairpin, and Horsenboos then up into 3rd, looking for their 2nd podium of the season so far. So we've not had the white flag out yet, so I think we've still got a couple of laps to go here in Cascais, Portugal, round 3 of the championship, and what a 3rd round it's been giving us. And there's the 96 boat of yachts then. Now they all of a sudden are in a comfortable 2nd place. Francois Pinelli and Salvi Baccio are looking at getting their best XCAT result of the year, and of the last couple of years actually, in fact, as well, if they can keep it all together. But here's the 6th boat of Horsenboos. Videx are in there as well, the 22 blue boats. So Abu Dhabi team are really dropping back. Whether they've got a problem or not, I'm not sure, because Videx might be past them now. So that boat 6 is up into 3rd place. Oh, and they're really taking the water. And where is Abu Dhabi team? Here, they must have a problem, Abu Dhabi team, because they're getting unlapped now by Saracen Team Australia. So this boat 5, now have they got both engines firing? That's the sort of obvious thing to look out for. Difficult to tell in all the spray.
It looks the boat engines are working properly, but if they drop back, so either it's they've broken one prop. Yeah,
they're 20 kilometers an hour slower in a straight line compared to everyone else. So that's why they're losing this pace all of a sudden. Looks as though, I can't really make out, it looked as though both engines were going to me, but that's a disaster for Abu Dhabi team. They were looking set to take, well, what would have been a 2nd place, but now they too have run into reliability problems. So next time through, we're going to get the white flag. So this is the penultimate lap of the race, lap 11 of 13. So this lap, then one more for Dubai. We haven't really seen much of them because the battling's been going on further down the order, and it's been fantastic. But Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir bin Hendi now have a commanding lead with the retirement of their main rivals, T-Bone Station. And there you can see the sort of advantage they have as they come through the right-hander. The 2nd place boat 96 is just coming into that delta turn. There's a great battle now kicking off as well. Just come through the first corner and towards the left and right. They're about to come into view on virtual eye there, but it's a 3-way battle for what is now 6th position. XCAT Racing, Dubai and Lady Spain all doing battle. Here they are. It's Lady Spain, I think, who's in that 6th place, but they've got Dubai there on the inside. So it's Dubai, I think, who have the position for the time being. Lady Spain going very, very wide. And that's allowing the 2 boat of XCAT Racing to try and get past as well. Really great action all the way through the field as that 3-way battle moves out towards the hairpin at the delta turn. Dubai, meanwhile, are about to come past the Pace Cat and pick up the white flag. There you'll see the Pace Cat. That's where the checker flag will go as well, just flashed past them. Here's the 2nd place boat, Yachts. Horsenboos still running in 3rd place. But here are our race leaders ex-Dubai. A really strong performance, as ever, from them. It's third place still for Hawes and Booze. They've just come across the line. Final lap of the race. There you see the white flag. That'll be where the checkered flag is waved as well. Videx are running in 4th position now. I think it could be the battle for 5th now for the rest of the field, because Abu Dhabi team might have dropped behind that. No, Abu Dhabi team is still in 5th place, and then it's the battle for 6th between Lady Spain, Dubai and XCAT Racing. But here are our race leaders, Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir Bin Hendi. The 3-time defending champions took a clean sweep last time out in Dubai. Pole position, Dubai duty-free XCAT run and the Dubai Grand Prix, and it looks like they're going to be doing the same here. Pole position yesterday, XCAT run victory yesterday, and by the looks of it, victory in the first ever Cascais Grand Prix. They're up at the far end of the course as they now head back down towards us. Just one more straight to go. Meanwhile, it is XCAT Racing who are in 6th place. Dubai are in 7th. And I think here they come around. And have we lost Lady Spain? Is that Lady Spain well back there now? I think that is the white boat on the right-hand side coming towards us. So I think that's Lady Spain that have dropped back an awful long way. Jay Price and Sean Torrente, they were running up in 6th position when the last time we saw them. But here come boat number 3, ex-Dubai. Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir Bin Hendi, one last time out in Dubai, and it looks like they are set to win this time out in Cascais. For the first time, XCATs have come to Portugal. It's been a thrilling race, and now there is just a couple of 100 meters for boat number 3. They started on pole position. They held the lead of the race, and they are going to put boat 5 Abu Dhabi team under pressure for the lead of the championship, because it's victory in Portugal for ex-Dubai. Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir Bin Hendi take the win. Superb performance from the 2 Emirati racers. Second place across the line, yachts. Really great performance from Francois Pinelli and Salbu Bacho. They come across the line in 2nd position. They had to work hard for that 2nd place, and then behind them across the line come boat 6, Hawes and Booze, their 2nd podium of the season. 4th is going to be Videx by the looks of things. Great drive from Alfredo Amato and Joachim Kumlin in boat 22 for a 4th place finish. But there are our winners of the Cascais Grand Prix. Ex-Dubai. Now this is the battle further back. Abu Dhabi team are just about going to hold on, I think, to 5th place. Here they come towards the line. Saracen team Australia are the back markers. Then Abu Dhabi team in 5th. Then we wait for the battle for 6th, which was quite a way back. That's Rahib finishing the race down in 12th position. And it's just that battle for 6th place now that has to be sorted, because they were all quite close on the final lap. And here they come. It looks as though it's going to be XCAT who are going to hold on to 6th place. Dubai are on the left-hand side as we look at it, but it's going to be XCAT Racing here. Eric Stark and Mikael Bengtsson, who are going to come to the line and take 6th position. A good result for them. Their best result so far in a Grand Prix this season was 4th in the high retirement filled Fujairah Grand Prix. So it's 6th for them, 7th for Dubai, and 8th will be Lady Spain. And in fact, I think Lady Spain have already crossed the line. So that's the end of the Cascais Grand Prix. There are our winners, Sid.
Absolutely. It's a shame for boat 10 T-Bone Station, Giovanni Carpitella, that yet again for the 3rd time they broke down. They did really, I mean, they performed very well. Good performance from Yacht, Francois Pinelli and Bubaku, absolutely great. And for Matteo Nicolini and Tommaso Poli, the 3rd place, it's well deserved. here in Cascais, I think, was for the first ever. We had a good show here. All the teams, they love this place. The conditions, they were not, I mean, they were quite tricky, so we've been playing around all the way the past 2 days with the forecast, and we got a different type of request, but here we go. We had a great show, great race today here in Cascais. Everything went smoothly, and yeah, see you in next round.
Here are the results. Dubai taking victory ahead of Yachts in second place. Horse and Booze finishing in third position, just 5 seconds back from Yachts. Then we had Videx fourth. Great drive from them because they started down in 8th place at the start. Abu Dhabi team 5th. Interesting to find out what happened to them because they had the pace for a podium and dropped back. XCAT Racing in 6th place. Dubai, Lady Spain, Marine Investimenti Sud and Saracen Australia completed the top 10. We lost Global Marine and T-Bone Station. They were our 2 retirements from the race, but it's Dubai who take victory here in Portugal.
Well, again, for the overall of the series so far, it's going to be after this race in Cascais, we're going to see a different overall result board with the, for sure, number 6 will benefit from today's podium, including as well Yacht, François Pinelli and Saul Boubakou.
There's a sad man.
Yeah, very.
Well, or angry man, one of the one of the two. Hopefully it's sad because he's scary when he's angry. Giovanni Carpentella, Marco Panesi alongside him, and a high five, and they were doing a great job. They
Absolutely.
were doing a great job.
And he's still smiling, Giovanni, so he knows that he has a good boat. They are a very talented boat, Giovanni Carpentella and Marco Panesi. They are talented drivers. Unfortunately, they were unlucky, and here is the winner, Arif Zafin and Nader Ben Hendi, Dubai. Yeah.
The Cascais Grand Prix winners, Dubai, Arif Zafin and Nadir Ben Hendi taking the victory. Once again, their second victory in a row, and they weren't quite pushed as hard in this one as they were last time out in Dubai because they got a good start. Held the lead at the start, and that's how they managed to do it. Here's Issa Al Ali, the Dubai boat finishing in 7th place. They qualified 10th, so quite a straightforward race for them, although they were having some great battles with XCAT and Lady Spain at various points. The winners now on the rib that will take them over towards the podium. And the mechanics will bring the boats back to the wet pits. It was really bad luck from for T-Bone Station. Third time that they have retired in the closing laps from a podium position. It's just astonishing stuff. There is the Marine Investimenti Sud boat. Serafino Barlesi and Alessandro Baroni on the right-hand side just climbing out. There are the Yachts pilots that have joined them. Francois Pinelli closest to us, Salvi Baccio the shorter of the two, further away. And now they've just got to collect the Horse and Booze boys in boat number 6. And then they'll all be heading over to the podium. And we'll try and bring you the podium as quickly as possible. There's the Videx boat. Great drive from them, almost on the podium. And they look pretty happy with that. So after the Cascais Grand Prix here in Portugal, Dubai take the lead of the championship. 1 point clear of Team Abu Dhabi. It's incredibly tight up there. Horse and Booze move on to 3rd in the standings on 74 points. They're in the mix. Dubai are in 4th. XCAT Racing in 5th. But look at T-Bone Station. They've been running 2nd or 1st in every race, and they're down in 10th place in the championship. A really unlucky season so far for them. Then we've got Global Marine and Rahib completing the 14 boats that we have seen out this year. But it's Dubai back on top of the championship. And that'll please them. Many thanks to Sid Ben Salah. Sid, thank you for joining us. And next race, Australia should be good.
Next race, Australia, Gold Coast, 21st to 23rd of August.
Cool.
See you then.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you very much, Sid Ben Salah, for joining us in commentary. And so these guys are now going to be heading over to the podium in a couple of moments' time. And yes, we'll be in October. We'll be in Australia in August, then going to Nice in October, before 2 more rounds in the UAE to end the season. And they have now made their... Great to see these guys having a bit of a laugh. Not sure how much of a laugh it is or how serious it is, but no, it certainly looks like they're having fun. So Roberto Lopiano and Francesco Caolo having a little bit of a laugh with Marco Panesi. I don't understand Italian. If they did swear in Italian, sorry. Don't know if they did. If they didn't, great. But a lot of Italian teams here, as we see our top 3 making their way round now towards the podium, where the procedures will be getting underway. It's Tommaso Poli and Matteo Niccolini, Francois Pinelli and Salbu Baccio, and then our race winners, Nadir Bin Hindi and Arif Al-Zafin with the flag. They're going to be really happy, I think, that yachts team, the CBR offshore squad. There is the big podium right down in the centre of the little Cascais fishing village. And any moment now they'll be heading out onto the podium to get the procedure underway. And there you can see how right in the centre it is. The police station just there on the right hand side, little beach on the left, and then the main sort of square with the restaurants and bars further up. It really is a beautiful place to come, and happily it's turned into quite a beautiful afternoon. Looking forward to a bit of dinner. And there is the ex-Dubai team. Well, the boat anyway has been returned, the tracker being removed from it, the virtual eye equipment. Mind your step, Kylie, nicely done. And that is how we track the boats and bring all the virtual eye images. So here's one more look at the championship standings at the end of the Cascais Grand Prix. Ex-Dubai now 1 point ahead of Abu Dhabi team in the championship. Horse and Booze up to 3rd. That's their 2nd podium of the season so far, and I think the 6th pairing of Matteo Niccolini and Tommaso Poli will be over the moon with that. Dubai are in 4th place, despite not really having the pace that they'd have wanted so far this year. They're in 4th position. XCAT Racing are 5th. Great start to their championship. The newcomers to the series, Marina Vestamendi, stood in 6th. Yachts only up to 7th. That's the first time, actually, I think they've managed to finish a race so far this season. Yes, it was a DNF in both Fujairah and in Dubai. So that's their first points of the year from a Grand Prix. They've picked up some in the XCAT run, but that's why they're down in 7th place in the standings. T-Bone Station completing the top 10, despite, as I've said, leading 2 of the 3 Grand Prix, running 2nd in this Grand Prix, but being forced into retirement every time. And Rahib completing our runners, but ex-Dubai are back at the top. So let's have a look at some of the highlights of today's race, and what an entertaining race it was here around the Atlantic Ocean. There was the green flag, and you can see over on the far side it was Fazza who held the advantage coming down into the right-hander of turn 1. They managed to just about keep in front of T-Bone Station. The battle was on for 3rd in the early stages, and the middle stages and the latter stages. It was non-stop, really. Abu Dhabi team having some big moments out there. Very lucky to get away with that one. And that allowed the 6th boat of Horse and Booze to get past. And they went side by side coming down towards the first corner. It really was some brilliant side-by-side racing out there. Then Abu Dhabi team had another drama, and I just wonder if it was that that one that broke a prop, actually, thinking about it, because that was a big one and the rear of the boat landed really heavily in the water. So I just wonder if that's what broke a prop. There were no broken anything for boat number 3 of X-Dubai as they continued on their way. Abu Dhabi team were having some great battles. Is this going to be another Abu Dhabi moment? Yes, it is. So I think it was probably one of those massive launches that that damaged the boat. They and yachts swapping places non-stop in what was some thrilling action. 46, Lady Spain was having some fun. Jay Price and Sean Torrente. They were in a great battle with the 2 boat of XCAT Racing. But Abu Dhabi team started to drop back from the 96 boat of yachts. But no one was anywhere near X-Dubai. They take victory in Portugal and take the lead of the championship at the same time. Arif Al-Zafin and Nadir bin Hendy winning once again. So the podium is in place. We've seen that the pilots are there, so now just waiting for the ceremony to get underway. And the Portuguese flag there flying on the right-hand side here on the Estoril coast. The drivers are just being held up for the moment by some, they're doing some TV interviews, which will be up on the website and as part of the highlights package that will be going out. If you want to relive this, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, you can relive this all again now. Just drag your slider back and off we go. And that's the same of all the Grand Prix so far this year and hopefully throughout the remainder of the season too. So, thank you very much for joining us for this Portuguese Grand Prix. It looks like we've got some delays with the podium, but you'll be able to catch up with all of that action on the XCAT Racing website. But from Sid Ben Sal and myself, Jack Nichols, thank you very much for joining us in Cascais. Victory for X-Dubai, and they go back to the top of the UIM XCAT World Series.